After making the Western Conference Finals last year, the expectation was high for the Timberwolves coming into this season, but it's been an underwhelming start for the team so far, who currently sit at 12th in the West. The Timberwolves were the #1 ranked defensive team last year, but this year, Minnesota has slipped to 12th, just like their standings as of the time of this recording, and Anthony Edwards knows why.
We don't know what our identity right now, me and Mike was talking about, I think we soft as hell. It's just like we playing with a bunch of little kids, like everybody, like the whole team. They coach us one thing, and we go out there and do a whole nother thing. Like that's not our game plan. The shit that y'all see us doing on defense, like that's not what the coach is telling us to do. We supposed to be doing a totally different thing. And we go out there and like try to manipulate in our mind that we smarter than the coaches and just, I don't know, man. It's crazy right now. I don't really.
Of course, another big change for the Wolves this season is the departure of Karl Anthony Towns in a trade and the addition of Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo. Now, Donte hasn't looked like the version of himself that we saw in the Knicks, who was shooting 40% from beyond the arc while in New York, but shooting just 31% from Minnesota. And there's already rumblings that he's unhappy with his role coming off the bench. As for Randle, his numbers have dipped a little, not as dramatically as Donte's, but is still definitely adjusting to his new teammates. Take this play in his first game against the Lakers. Rudy and Randle get put in a pick and roll where Gobert wants to switch, pointing to Randle, but Randle wants Gobert to stick with AD and clearly gets frustrated as AD gets the wide open look. Here's another play between Gobert and Randle where Randle passes it off to Gobert, immediately pointing to Mike Conley, who's open in the corner, but Rudy doesn't see, or perhaps just doesn't listen, and calls on his own number. Now, these are just two examples, but I think are emblematic of the team as a whole. Just listen to what Ant said after Minnesota's 4th straight loss to the Kings.
Like, we can't talk to each other. It's just like we playing with a bunch of little kids, like everybody, like the whole team. We just can't talk to each other, you know. And we gotta figure it out, man, because we can't go down this road.
In another Gobert and Randle example, which has sort of gone viral, the two do talk to each other, but they can't seem to get on the same page. With the game tied at 95, Rudy's got the smaller Scotty Barnes on him in the paint. Now, Rudy's not exactly known for his offense, and Scotty Barnes isn't no slouch on defense, but Rudy does have him sealed under the basket here and does have the height advantage. Randle sees this and likely recognizes he also has a mismatch on the bigger Jakob Poeltl, so he waves Gobert off and decides to take Poeltl off the dribble. Rudy then takes his sweet time getting out of the paint, resulting in an offensive 3-second, something the Ant-Man was not happy about.
Really didn't make an effort to get out of the paint. I don't know if he was frustrated he didn't get the ball.
And Scotty Barnes.
Now, Rudy taking that violation was, I think, in process of being ignored all game. In the second quarter, Gobert has the mouse in the house and Davion Mitchell, but McDaniels ignores him. Then off the Raptors miss, Rudy streaks down the court wide open, but again, McDaniels does not find him. And finally, Gobert seals the smaller Scotty Barnes in the paint and gets ignored by Anthony Edwards. But the Ant-Man does have the mismatch on Jakob Poeltl as well. Ant takes him off the dribble and Rudy's calling for the lob, but Edwards goes to Randle in the corner, who's off the mark. But despite these examples of this disconnect between Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle, Randle has said that there's no beef, saying, "I've been to Rudy's house. There is no beef or animosity. It's basketball. Things happen." While Gobert has owned up to his reaction to the 3-second violation, saying, "I let my emotions, my frustration get the best of me, and that's not who I am. I was sorry for that." But part of the Wolves getting better this season as a team will be those two learning how to work together, as Anthony Edwards implored in a huddle.
And you can see why their play before that timeout and to now. Anthony Edwards super expressive to his teammates Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert. He wants them to work together.
There's of course still plenty of season left, so it'll be interesting to see if they can figure it out and turn things around. Thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out these videos as well. See you guys in the next one.